So you're a philosopher?
Yes, 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 yes. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
This talk right here is something that comes from a very personal experience that I've had recently. And in this experience, much has been attained, much understanding, much knowledge, much clarity, has been attained. But with those type of life experiences, as we all know, that life teaches the best lesson, but at the highest cost. And when you have to learn through your personal experience, opposed to learning through a book or learning through a conversation with someone else or learning through, a teaching of some sort, when you have to learn through your personal experience, again, life typically requires a significant payment from you. You always have to understand that with everything that you gain in life, that there is on the opposite side of it something that you will have to or be required to give. So with this experience, I feel a great regret because in this experience I wronged a brother. A brother I have high regard for, high respect for. And even with just that alone, because of my respect and my high regard for the brother, I should have definitely dealt with things differently in my dealings with him, in my investigation of some things. And so from this experience though, I want to extend out to you a lesson and some principles. Be it that you are with the hopes that you do not have to go through any of the experiences that I have went through. Now, this is one thing I also want you to be mindful of as I talk. For people who know me personally, don't waste time and energy on trying to figure out who I'm talking about, who the brother is. That's not the most important part of this conversation. The most important part of this talk is the lesson that I want to extend out to you. And so when you think about the choices that we make in life, when you think about the many tests that life is composed of, I want you to move forward from this discussion just being more mindful of how your decisions can affect another person. And you see, with Enlightening Minds Enterprise, Jir Hassan is all about our relations. I'm about promoting and improving our social relation. By improving our personal health. You see, it is by way of improving our personal health that I become a better individual for each and every brother, for each and every sister. But mind you, one of the unhealthy inclinations that we have by nature is to operate from a place of selfishness. And you see, that term selfishness looks different sometimes. You see, it is to act out or move through life dealing with people and situations and matters from a personal position, depending on what's going on personally in my life, depending on how my personal experiences, depending on my personal knowledge, my personal understanding. You see, sometimes we don't have enough knowledge or understanding or wisdom to deal with a matter in the best way, in the most wisest way. And so the most justified thing you can do for yourself and for others that's involved is to seek counsel from someone else and ask, how should you deal with this matter? But you see, when you take it upon yourself to deal with a matter, I want you to know that the only reason you dealt with a matter on the personal level that you did is because of a personal thing going on inside of you. You see, sometimes it's your ego that has told you or made you believe that you were equipped enough to deal with it. But then sometimes it's not just your ego. Sometimes it's your personal desire. You should have a personal craving for something, a personal need for something. And in that need, in your deficiency, you understand? In your deficiency, you begin to move forward and you dealt with a situation that you was unequipped to deal with. And let me tell you, when you're unequipped, as most of us are when we're dealing with others, when you're dealing with others, we are to go out and get counsel. We should never feel we can deal with a matter solely by ourselves when it involves others. Do you understand? Yeah, you can investigate a matter. And so let me bring it back a little bit. Because again, the most valuable thing in life is your personal health, your personal standing, your name. The most valuable thing you can personally possess is you, your health, your mental, your emotional balance. In the name, your name, the way it sits in the mind of people. That's the most valuable thing that you can possess. And so therefore, when you move through life, you have to move through life in a way, having that in mind, that with all of the time that it takes to get to a place to where you've balanced those things out or have cultivated those things out to where it is producing the best quality from you. All of the time that it took, all that you've spent, all that life has required of you to get what you have attained. You have to move through life valuing it. So therefore, when you move through life valuing your personal standing, then from that position, you move through in a wise way, and you move through cautiously. You move through it carefully, meaning that you don't become too haughty, too arrogant, too bold, to where you feel that you are all you need to deal with matters. Because your name and your character sits on the brink or the border, sits on the surface, sits on the scale of being bartered off or sacrificed as a result of the decisions that you make. I hope I'm being clear, because what I'm saying right now is that, how they say, all you got in this world is your balls and your word. I think that was what Scarface say, right? Well, all you really have is your name. You see, when you say you have your word is given value by your character. You understand? When people believe what you say, when people, the place that you sit in a person's mind has a lot to do with all that you've done. And it's easy for someone to destroy another individual's character. It's easy for someone to destroy another individual's character because of an unhealthy place that they stand, mentally and emotionally, from all their experiences in life, for them not dealing with their self and all of those unhealthy things in the best way. So they could harm another person's character from that place, or you can harm a person's character simply from ignorance. Ignorance, I mean, like from you just not knowing no better. From you not knowing no better. The brother, I harmed the brother from a place of deficiency. Also from a place of lack, ignorance, I'd say. From a lack of understanding of how to deal with a matter in the best manner. I allowed someone to step in my space as a victim, and my vulnerability to a victim under some circumstances opened me up a certain way. And because I was open and received all that the victim had given me, it totally destroyed my perception. All that I have known about a brother, all that I've experienced with this brother, everything that I was given, whether it be truth or not. Do you understand? Whether it be truth or not, because only it is not true until you have the facts. You cannot treat it as truth until you have the facts. And when you do not have the facts, then you have to deal with it in the most even or balanced of ways, to where you hopefully don't wrong the perceived victim nor the one that is being accused to be the victimizer. And I say accused as being the victimizer. You don't want to wrong neither when you are sitting in the middle. So that you don't have to carry such a burden, you have to bring in other individuals who have a very balanced and strong, and I would go as far as to say righteous standing. People that you can trust in bringing them the most balanced decisions, and bringing the most proper perspective to things. I've allowed this person to totally destroy my perception of a brother. And from that position of that destroyed perspective, that destroyed perception, I made a decision and I moved forward. Because I allowed the person to destroy my perception of the brother as my brother. The brother had become not my brother no more. I did not view him as a brother no more as a result of what had been told to me. So what is the lesson in this? The lesson in this is one, that man, be careful of the news that you receive about another individual from whoever. It can be your mother, it can be your father, it can be your brother or your sister. When in regards to someone else, whether you know the person or not, be careful of how you receive that information. Because, before I say that, it is taught to not even listen under most circumstances to it. Because once you've listened, the information by itself, by its nature, will begin to shape your view. And you will deal with a person unjustly as a result of what you've received. You will be tilted even in the way that you listen to the person, in in the way that you question a person, in the way that you approach the person, if you choose to approach the person or not, to see if what you heard was true or not. This is a very weighty subject matter. We're talking about dealing with others in the most wisest way. Why? Why is it so important? Because your relationship with others is second to the most valuable thing that you can possess outside of yourself. Your relationship with others is your ultimate connection to the Supreme Being. For those of us who believe in a Supreme Being, who believe in God, who believe in Allah, your relationship with others, the quality of it, will determine the quality of your life. Do you understand? Think and reflect for a moment with those words. Your relationship with others, the quality of those relationships, if they're good or bad, if they're full of happiness or sadness, if they're full of anger and destruction or joy and building, the quality of your relationship with others affects the quality of the life that you live. No matter how much material gain that you have, no matter how much money you have, no matter of the place that you sit in a certain job or position. Because guess what? If your perception, if your perspective or perception of others or the view that they have of you isn't of a healthy one, isn't of a good one, you will not hold that position long. Where you stand in life will be strongly affected by the way others view you. And so, if you've dealt in an evil way of going through life, causing destruction and causing mischief, and so the world begins to look at you like that, you will not survive long on a physical level, but you will be destroyed on a mental level first. What am I saying to you? What I'm saying is that deal with your brothers and your sisters wisely. Who is your brothers and your sisters? I'm saying deal with another human being, regardless of color, regardless of religion, regardless of nationality or ethnicity. You have to deal with another human being wisely. Why? Because you did not create him nor her. So the same person that, or the same source of energy or of love or truth that created you, that sustains you, that you glorify, created it. So even the most despised of human beings, you have to deal with in the way that you would want to be dealt with. Because no one is perfect. Everyone has things about them, if totally revealed, it would be frowned on by someone else or many of us. So deal with others how you would want to be dealt with. You want to be dealt with a certain level of understanding. You want to be dealt with as though you know that my imperfections are no greater than yours. And your imperfections are no. The most valuable thing in this world is your relationship with others. The person doesn't have to be a friend. The person doesn't have to be a brother, doesn't have to be a sister. You don't even have to know the person personally, do you understand? But yet and still, the way you deal with a person will largely determine the quality of your life. Because you don't know when that person that you may wrong, that you thought illy about, that you spoke illy about, will sit at a door that you do not just want to enter, that you need to enter. That the next level of your life is determined by you entering that door. That the quality of your life, the sustainment of your life is determined by you entering that door. And why was that person placed at that door? That person was placed at that door to do what every test in life is designed to do, is to emphasize a point, is to teach you and I a lesson about the way that you go through life dealing with others. No matter where you are in life, no matter how great you perceive your life to be, in truth and essence, it matters how you are viewed in the eyes of others. You only can do your best. And your best has to be measured by the reason in your heart why you done what you done. Why I done what I done. I was sincere. I was sincere. I was just. But even in the reason why I moved forward, I began to deal with a matter unjustly, inappropriately, in the wrong manner. It's because in the beginning, even though I was what you call it, I was genuine, or I was sincere, right? Even though you may be just and sincere, it doesn't make you not wrong. So because I was wrong still, even though I moved from a place of sincerity, there was a pureness there. But in my pureness was an imbalance, was a deficiency. So therefore, even though I was pure, I moved forward from a very genuine position. Because of the impurity or the deficiency, I'm sorry, not the impurity, but because of the lacking, because of the deficiency, I still was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong, and because I was wrong in the beginning, every act after that was also only compounding to the wrong. Was only, in another way of putting it, I was only wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong because the beginning was wrong. And when you build from a foundation of wrong, it's not going to be right until you go back and make your wrong right and start to rebuild. Your relationship with others is very important, very significant. Do not sleep on that. Do not underestimate that particular principle. I try to teach this, but understand that I am still a human being. And I'm supposed to have went through this for me and for you. That's what life is about. Going through life, collecting information and passing that information on. I am grateful for the lesson that I've learned. And I value it. And I will move forward through life representing that value and that understanding. I extend it out to you. And if you have any questions on what you did not understand about this talk, feel free to get into my comments. Feel free to email me. Feel free to inbox me. Feel free to call me. To that brother, I've apologized to him, but I publicly apologize to him. I sincerely apologize. You are my brother. And I say this regardless of the facts. You are my brother. And just from that position alone, I sincerely apologize. And I pray that you can truly forgive me. Truly, because I know I've hurt him in a very profound way. And he has forgiven me verbally, but I know that it still ails him in his heart.